Hello everyone, and we finally back with the grand finals of this GGtoor Chill TCG $500 cash free-to-play number 6 tournament organized for these amazing guys from GGtoor and Chill TCG. I'm here, Pedro E. Torres from Spain with Nico Alabas, my co-caster, my co-partner from Germany. How you doing, Nico? Are you excited for these finals?
Bro, I am doing so good. 8 crushing hammers, 2 decks. I'm hyped. I'm ready. Are you ready though?
Yes, I'm kind of excited to actually cast these 8 hammers plus some fan of the waves cards in these amazing finals between Brazilian players. Railton playing Dragapult hammers against Leandro playing Dragapult hammers. It's gonna be a nice match to watch in this final, so we guaranteed Dragapult is gonna win, but players from Brazil are gonna battle in these amazing finals. Hopefully the chat from Twitch, hopefully all the viewers from YouTube are actually enjoying this match, are enjoying this game and streaming today. So yeah, thanks everyone for sure for being here watching us today, and hopefully you're having a great evening, great night with these finals. Well, Nico, I guess that was turn one with no energy, right? That we got as energy from Leandro. And what do you think is gonna be the crucial card for this matchup, uh, for this mirror match, Nico?
I mean, I have to say it right. I feel like the card that everything will come down to in the end is going to be Crushing Hammer. Both players have Hammer. So the one that's like luckier with them, I guess, is probably going to have an edge. I mean, the lists are a little bit different. So list-wise, Leandro has a small edge because he plays those 70 HP Sobbles, which obviously is very nice in a mirror match. Also plays double Scuba Net and doesn't have the Tool Jammer, which Tool Jammer is basically a dead card for Railton because there's not a single tool in Leandro's deck. So that's just one card that is also flipped for a useful card in the other list. But aside from that, lists are completely identical, so I don't feel like those cards are going to have a huge impact, but they can have an impact. So, but yeah, I think in the long run, Hammer is going to be the most relevant card. Like whoever is more lucky with those flips, and as we could already see this turn, there is like the energy is gone from Railton's side. Special energy still sticks, even though Railton also had a fan of waves last turn. So far, both players pretty even energy wise, but Hammer obviously, if you can hit them heads, is going to be more impactful because at the end of the day, Leandro still has the fan of waves, still can be used at some point. But yeah, hammers need to be heads, and yeah, there we go. It's 1 hammer heads for Leandro and 0 hammer heads so far for Railton, and that's probably what's going to make or break this game. And also something that's pretty interesting here is having research, but also 2 energies in hand for Railton. So yeah, we see him hover over Mani because energies discarding in a hammer matchup when both players only play 8. That's not really something you want to do. So you really want to try to conserve your energies as much as possible to be able to guarantee your manual attachments. And yeah, we see him go for it, but yeah, I feel like we will just see some crucial hammers in some crucial turns, and that's just what's going to decide the game. And this hand doesn't look too amazing from Railton. Also has to hit into the horror energy, which is definitely something you don't want in this matchup.
Yep, that's correct. And well, that's Marnie into the brick, another mechanic or another strategy in this format that sometimes your own Marnie or the opponent Marnie decide some games because, like Nico said before, games are too fast. So one hammerheads or one Marnie into the brick one turn maybe just decide the game, like we saw in the game one in the round before in the semifinals between Victor and Railton. So that Marnie gave Marnie to the opponent. So I guess Railton is so happy right now with that Marnie because he had nothing to work with that hand for next turn. And this hand also gives you nothing for next turn for Railton, what is kind of unfortunate, but at least you can maybe go a level ball, put it on Sobel, scoop up net into a Drizzle to be able to at least have an opportunity to to evolve a Drizzle and take a trainer like Research or a Marnie. That's a Drizzle for Hammer would didn't work. So that's funny how a Drizzle with this crucial turn the Hammer heads. So I guess if Drizzle was able to actually take the Hammer is because Leandro has some cards to work with for next turn, I will say. So yeah, Railton in a complicated spot just because the Hammer battle is on Leandro favor for now, right, Nico?
Yeah, for sure. And also something that's super important to keep in mind here. Since you already said, right, like obviously there's an energy attachment, but this Dragapult is 100% getting killed next turn, right? So you're still down on attachment next turn. So you kind of need to also bench a Dragapult, and then you kind of need to find Raihan next turn because you definitely need to attack for like full value at some point. But yeah, Leandro's board here having 3 Drizzle means there can be a potential, like both Snipe Intelligence can come down next turn, and he can start like pinging the Sobbles, because obviously the net that we saw this turn from Railton is the only net that Railton has in the list, because only Leandro plays more than one. So every Sobble that's on the bench right now can just be set up for chaos, or he can even just like set up the second Dragapult that already came down. So, like, this spot is just so good for Leandro because he can also just grab another Dragapult now, start attaching to it. It's just like, in every way possible, Leandro is just like at an advantage right now. Energy attachments, damage, prices after this turn, hammer flips, everything is going into his favor for now.
Yeah, that's completely correct. And that's actually double Drizzle and Inteleon in Leandro. Feel that's actually a Dragapult with an energy this turn, and another Inteleon is coming while Railton only has a Drizzle to work with the next turn for now. So Leandro in a really good spot for this game one thanks to the first Hammer turn one. That's actually taking the first 3 prizes and no energy in Railton board. So looks like Leandro is in an amazing spot for this game one. And well, looks like a complicated spot right now for Railton to come back. Just need to hopefully gets the right hand. Maybe this hammer change the game, but it probably needs 3 hammers to actually back into the game. And the first is Tails. Probably this Drizzle going for a potential research, I will say. Or just a right hand, but with right hand you have nothing to work with for next turn. So, yep, decided to go for right hand is interesting because yeah, you need to actually look for something to play next turn. That's actually attachment from the discard pile. There is no Crobat, so yeah, the right hand decided to just go for this and brick himself, hitting for 130 now with Max Phantom, and Railton believes in the 3 prizes he will take and praying that these 3 prizes will be a Drizzle, a Research, or a Money, right, Nico?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a drizzle. um, like one important thing, like this hammer last turn could have actually flipped the game into Railton's favor, because we already saw turn one, Leandro went for the Raihan discard, so there was actually no way to power up another Dragapult. But now this is just a spot, like the one fan of waves is already gone. There's at least 2 hammers gone, maybe even 3. There's only 2, but there's still like 2 hammers gone, so you would have to flip both hammers head, like find both hammers next turn, flip both of them heads, and then hope that your opponent doesn't find a way to KO, because there's still like 2 Intellions, right? And there's also 130 damage, so that's 170 already. So even a shred with a boss, or like a shred into active, would pick up the KO regardless. So it's just like so unlikely here for Leandro to be able to pull out this win, because so many things have to go right for him. But even if everything goes right for him, there's also a lot of things that still have to go wrong for the opponent. So it's just like incredibly unlikely. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this game is just going to be sealed next turn, because there's no way for Leandro to for Railton to actually pick up 3 prizes, and yeah, I mean, Leandro is just going to win next turn. Even decides to, or does he? Yeah, decides to pick up the KO here as well to make sure that no Intellium comes down for any like snipe shenanigans. Yeah, Dragapult's still in range for like a shred plus double ping, or if you have to hit into the energy, then obviously, I mean, if you have to hit into the energy, that probably means your opponent keeps both energies anyway. So that would mean the game is teed anyways. But yeah, I mean, even if you pick up double hammerheads, this is still almost certainly over.
Correct. I'm trying to find a way to come back this game, but it looks like in a really favor of Leandro. Probably just because the first attack, right? He was able to actually get the first hammerheads. He was able to max Phantom first. So yeah, it was like a snowball game. That after that, Leandro was, improving his board position every single turn, and even Railton was full bricking after his own Marnie. But after Leandro Marnie next turn, Railton was able to back into the game. But yeah, Railton hits 2 hammer tails this game and decided to, yeah, that's enough for this game one. Vou primeiro for a game two. And yeah, at least Dragapult and Brazil will win this $500 cash tournament. So we just watching if it's gonna be Railton or Leandro. But for now, Leandro next turn is gonna actually be able to take the last 2 prizes to win the first game, and Leandro is 1 game away to win the whole tournament, Nico. Let's see how the game 2 goes, right?
Railton was able to pick up the KO onto one of the attackers, and if the other hammer, like if the one hammer that he even had in that turn, right, would have been heads, he probably would have won that game, right? Because from that point onwards, it would have been super hard for Leandro to attack. But the hammer was tails, so Leandro could just attack, attach again to the benched one, evolve, keep attacking. And that's exactly what those matchups come down to. If one of the players starts attacking and keeps attacking, that player's going to win.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep.
And also kind of sad, right? That some games are decided this format for 1 card. Any non-players can actually control. It's out of control for both players, and it's sad that the cards, 1 card like that change the game, and is no skill required for that. But that's the format we have, and we need to play around that. And that's another hammerheads and another Marnie into the brick. So let's see the top deck of Railton. Yes, it's completely nothing. So it's crazy how a deck like that can actually reach the finals and not be able to actually play, because hammers and Marnie change sometimes the game completely. So I will say if Leandro has a supporter in hand that we still don't know, Leandro will be in a really good spot, even if no Sobers in Brave for Leandro. LOL. There is what?
Wait,
No way.
he played a level ball or something turn one, right? Yeah, he searched his deck for sure.
No
like
way.
he should have known that. He
No
should have known that.
way.
That's just, especially in a matchup like this, just like donating a free energy attachment. That's just like
No way.
that probably seals the deal. I mean, that's probably game. I mean, that's basically a free hammerheads for your opponent, because you just okay. I mean, that probably still doesn't matter that your opponent is like not evolving, because
Yeah.
I mean, what's Railton gonna do now?
Yeah, escape
Yeah.
rope. I mean, the
Attack
funny
for
thing that you
30.
said, is like he could search the deck that there is no more Sobers, right, Nico?
Yeah, he definitely like searched his deck turn one. Like I'm pretty sure he like level balled before using a support or
So
something.
I understand that sometimes in real life you could be lazy to check your deck, but if you are playing online at your home, playing on pajama, maybe you can just, search your deck, at least, checking your prices. It's kind of easy to do it at home and taking notes. What is price? Because that's a finals of a $500 cash, right? So at least I expect that. But it's funny how both players are breaking in the finals.
Yeah.
And let's see who's the first one break.
Yeah, I
Leandro.
mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. Okay, I guess there's a Dragapult VMAX.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good step.
So it's Marnie into both open and breaking. That's kind of funny
Okay,
though.
this top deck is going to be important. Like if this is not something, then this is just over. But this also helps your opponent.
Are you a magician, Nico?
I mean, maybe I am.
You knew
I
that
mean, to
was
be
an
fair, there were
important.
actually.
You said it was an important top deck, and then top deck Marnie, Nico.
I mean, to be fair, there were a lot of like live top decks for him, right? Because there's still a Sobble in play, so a lot of like level balls, incense, drizzle, supporters. So
Hammers.
definitely a good amount. Hammer is always an out. Like it's always amazing. But like the problem here is right if like you're not even picking up the KO here, and your lone Dragapult gets KO'd. So it's like that's still not a good spot here for Railton.
Yeah. There's a drizzle. Yeah, like you said, Railton can actually tax, but Leandro is gonna take the first three prices, I will say, because right now Max Phantom hits for 130, so Dragapult is at 280. But if Leandro doesn't find Fan of Waves or Crashing Hammer, this knockout is gonna be both Pokemon knock it out because the horror energy. So that's gonna be really interesting that Leandro needs to find a way to find the hammers or the fan, because if not, both trappers will get knocked out next turn because of the horror energy. Well, it's kind of funny though. But if both are getting knocked out, Leandro still in a better position because already has a Dragapult with energy in play, while Railton has literally nothing because that's a level ball, probably gonna double level ball and or just one quick ball. Um, Maybe going for
Also,
six
something
Sagoon.
like wait, what is even happening here? Like, why did he grab a level ball? He knows that there's no Sobbles left.
Yeah, that's
Like,
actually
is he gonna
interesting.
level ball for a Drizzle here? Like, I honestly, I feel like we shouldn't judge this turn too much. I feel like Railton has just given up already internally because normally I feel like this Drizzle should always be for something like a Fan of Waves because now, as you mentioned, right, like you still have the potential that your opponent has to KO themselves, but now because you're not getting rid of the benched energy, Railton either can find a Fan of Waves, Drizzle can also just evolve the bench for an attack with a fresh one, right? Because there's still an energy. So I just feel like he has given up. Like there's no way that he actually forgot that he has no Sobble. So I just feel like maybe I guess he can't really be sleepy because it's like 8 or so in Brazil. But I feel like he has just already given up based on how this game already went. Um, so yeah, I feel like we shouldn't probably focus too much on those misplays, but definitely, I mean, obviously there were misplays, but oh yeah, even to add insult to injury, he even has double fan here, or like gets rid of both energies and just makes sure that there's absolutely no damage coming this turn. And yeah, I mean, the Drizzle is getting knocked out. There's no Sobbles left. There's no energy on board. We know there's no Ryan in hand. So yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be it now.
Yeah, looks like game over. And that drizzle for level ball was a blank drizzle, right? Because he already had level ball in hand. And like you said, he probably forgot again that both Sobbles are prized. So at least I will probably take a Fan of Waves instead of a blank level because, yeah, no targets at all. So, yeah, that's actually a Marnie, and looks like Leandro is gonna be the winner of this tournament. So, still battling with Marnie evolving and a shred, but well, a possible comeback is a potential comeback is possible. Hammer Tails definitely not today for Railton finals, and yeah, it's gonna take three prizes, but still looks in a really good spot for Leandro because Railton cannot bench literally anything at all because Leandro is at one prize. So I will say one hammer is game over for for Railton at all. That's the triple aurora energy play, avoiding some fun, avoiding some hammers, and also it's like, all right, if you want to hit me, you will, I will put 66 damage counters into the Dragapult VMAX. So, well, there is a little chance, right? Railton can actually come back because no bench and 310 HP in the active, but I guess Leandro should be happy with this position, especially if Leandro is able to find another hammer heads. So, do you think there is a little spot for Railton to come back, Nico?
I mean, there's definitely a little chance. I mean, but it also depends on the top deck, right? Like the biggest problem right now for Railton is that he has lost every access to utility because he can never bench a Sobel, and now, like, at the very least, he would have had to get like a research into energy and double crushing hammerheads. Because like with those energies on the active Dragapult, you're never gonna win, because if this Dragapult has to hit into at least like one or two, then you're gonna lose, right? Because at some point you're gonna have to hit into another one. And obviously, yeah, you can try to like pick up the Sobble here, but that's not even a KO. And now there's a Sobble on the bench, so a boss is a live top deck at some point to just win, because even the Drizzer doesn't survive a boss. This turn, I mean, we know, yeah, okay, there's like a top deck level ball for Drizzer. And it's just like there's so many ways how Leandro can win this game, and every single route for Railton to win involves getting a hammerheads, and obviously escape rope is just early
Yeah,
game.
there we go. We have a winner.